In the early 2000s, Arsene Wenger, the then Arsenal manager, wanted to bring in a striker who would do all of the hard work to score easy goals. So he bought his fox in the box, Francis Jeffers from Everton, with the main aim of having a striker who wanted to move towards the goal all the time, looking to try and get on the end of any balls into the box and inside the penalty area. The hope was that Jeffers would be a striker that would just focus on getting in the penalty area, not caring how scrappy the goals were that he scored. But it didn't work out, but there was a huge advantage of having one of these strikers. A striker that is focusing on being a predator in the box, putting themselves in a position that will help them score a lot more goals, just like Dortmund superstar Erling Haaland. And a good example of why positioning is important is Harry Kane, a prolific goal scorer, but so far this season he's not really hit the heights that we know that he's capable of. His movement has been short to the ball, allowing wingers to run into the box and the penalty area, but it's taken him further away from goal. And players like Lewandowski and Haaland all try and position themselves in those areas where they can be a threat, closer to the goal. And we can see this from the stats. They put themselves closer to the position where they're going to score, and they're going to get on the end of crosses and balls through into the box. The more they do this, the more goals they'll score. And compared to Kane this season so far, we can really see a difference. And we can notice this through two key stats. One is being passes received or progressive passes received, and the other is touches in the opposition box. And if we take a look at Harry Kane's, he's got a significantly lower amount per 90 minutes than Lewandowski and Haaland. His touches are much lower, and the passes that he's received from the midfield are much less as well, which shows that he's probably actually receiving the ball too deep. Too deep and too far away from goal, and there's going to be much less opportunity to get into the penalty area and score more goals. Playing higher up the pitch, closer to the penalty area, gives the forward the opportunity to receive more progressive passes into feet or into their body. It allows them to be in a better position to go and affect the game. But also playing higher up the pitch gives the opportunity for the striker to get more touches in the opponent's penalty area. So the key thing is positioning. And to be a penalty box predator, the main thing is to get closer to the goal. Don't withdraw too much, make sure you're in and around the penalty area. Being in this position is going to give you many more opportunities, and the top players do this really, really well. But it leads into a huge amount of opportunities, allowing different movements and different chances inside the box. And one of the best predators was Man United's Ruud van Nistelrooy. He was a master at this, and he scored 150 goals in 219 games. And the great stat about this is that all but one of his goals were inside the penalty area. And to become more effective inside the penalty area, it is important to do this key thing. And this key thing is to play on the shoulder of the last defender, and it's the best place to start. The defender's looking at the ball, and the attacker can place themselves on the other side of their body in line with the defender's shoulder. Positioning themselves on the shoulder of the last defender provides lots of opportunities, and we'll take a look at them now. And first of all, it's about running in behind the defence. Defenders hate it, but the attacker is looking to run into the space between the goalkeeper and that last defender. It gives them a good chance to attack across or run onto a through ball. Defenders would love to have the attacker in front of them, force them away from goal, but this movement is tricky for them, which then also allows the chance for the attacker to follow in on shots. As shots are taken, the attacker can then run in on goal, hopefully looking for a tap-in or a rebound. This movement to the goal is key, putting off the goalkeeper as they're trying to catch the ball. And positioning here as the attacker on the shoulder of the last defender gives great opportunity to attack crosses and get there first, get into the ball before the defender does. And playing on the shoulder of the last defender is the key thing for strikers. It allows them to get in the box and attack any bouncing ball or loose balls in the area quickly. And here we have a little map showing the goals that were scored at the Euro 2020 tournament. It quite clearly shows that the penalty area is where most goals are scored, especially within the first touch in and around the 6-yard box. So playing off the shoulder of the last defender, making more runs toward the goal is incredibly important, bringing more chances to get into this danger area. The top strikers are always alive in the box, being ready to attack any ball and get to a bouncing ball first. What they do is expect defenders to make mistakes, and you can see this from the amount of goals scored in that danger area. So their positioning and movement is key. And one of the key things here is to stay within the width of the area and make more forward runs, even if you're not getting the ball. As a top striker, they are aware that the ball won't always come to them. But if they stay in the right positions and make positive run forward, getting into that danger zone in and around the 6-yard box and the penalty spot, more goals or more opportunities will come their way. So this is a key thing that these top strikers focus on, which allow them to be a predator in the box. They put themselves in a position where the ball is going to fall in the most dangerous of areas, and it gives them a great chance to score more goals than other players. Dropping too wide or too deep takes the attacker away from these danger areas, giving them a much harder or difficult job to score more goals. And a goal is a goal. It doesn't have to be a screamer from 35 yards. A simple tap-in does the job. And the predators in the box, such as Lewandowski, realise this. They will look like they're scoring easy goals, and it might seem like their goals are lucky or scruffy, but in reality it is all down to their movement off the ball. They're prepared to do the hard work that other players or other spectators may not notice, but it gets them in the right position. They're excellent on the ball, able to finish, but their movement off the ball really creates these opportunities. So predator in the box needs to realise that they've got to get that movement working and they've got to make more runs into the penalty area. Focusing on these areas will really help the attackers score more goals. And just remember, a goal is a goal. You do not need to make it a special finish from long distance. Put yourself in a better position to score, keep within the width of the area and make more runs towards goal. Doing this and playing off the shoulder of the last defender is going to give you a great chance to score more and more goals. Add the ability to anticipate the ball and be alive in the box, and these strikers are a real threat. They are hugely important to many teams. If you want to score more goals, it's really important to think about what you're doing off the ball as well as what you do on it.